What's good, YouTube? It's your boy back at it again with another video, bro. Episode 3 of the series. Probably the most anticipated video of the series, too. And that's the small forwards, bro. Here we are, my main class. This is the main position I play the most, probably, and that's small forwards. Um, for me, I feel like this is gonna be the best video because this is probably the most well-rounded class where with the most meta characters and with a lot of good players. Like you really can't go wrong in this class. Maybe like one or two characters I'd say that are like mid, but for the most part, well-rounded uh, characters here. So, like I said before, I appreciate all the support on the videos. Everyone, liking, what I've been posting recently. So thank you for that. Appreciate it. But without further ado, let's get into it. Like I said before, these are all my opinions, so don't take offense to anything I say. Um, but yeah, like I said before, we're gonna start with the newest small forward and then work towards the oldest. So, or to the left. We're gonna start at the right and work to the left. That's what I'll say. Um, and the first one's gonna be Jack. I really don't think I should have to say anything about this man. This man's gonna be kept very short and brief. But I will say it for the new players. This man's broken. That's all needs to be said. Everyone has made a Jack. Everyone that's like comp player, everyone that's wants to be a comp player has built a Jack. This man was introduced. He was broken, absolutely broken. Um, he was nerfed. They nerfed his mid range and his fingertip. His fingertip has a cooldown now, which still doesn't really matter. He's still broken. He's still unstoppable. And now with the screen buff, now he's even more good with the mid range. So I shouldn't have to say anything about this man. This man is broken. Everyone will probably build it, man. This man, I built him. I didn't want to, but I kind of have to. But like, if you want to be a meta player, I'm telling you, you have to build this man. Um, his P buff's even good too. He has the 14.4 movement speed, so everyone should run that too. This man is disgusting, like absolutely disgusting. And if I were to build him a mid range with two quick jumpers. Yes, this man is from the 1 to 10 scale. He's like a 9.5 probably. This man is unstoppable. We come on to Saru. This man's good. Like he's another one. He's just so annoying to guard, bro. Like it really is frustrating. Um, he is like probably a 9 out of 10, like on a scale 9 out of 10. He's got the knockdown mid range. He's got that double clutch dunk, which is so annoying to go against because you don't know if he's gonna shoot a mid range or take the dunk. So he's basically a god ISO player. Um, and I've seen face shooting with his three. Like this man is literally unstoppable. Um, Most people, if you want to obviously be in the meta to have fun, I would make him a 3 point shooter. But if you're talking about um, like for like what comp players would do in ranked, you just run the mid range with quick jumpers, and then just keep ISOing with his double clutch dunk. Yeah, this guy's really good. And he has the mid range P buff as well. So if you're gonna make a Saru, probably run that. Depending on how you're gonna build him, a 3 point or mid range. The mid range P buff is very nice though, so it really all depends on how you're gonna run him. But yeah, this is definitely another guy like Jack you should build. Um, Very good, like 9 out of 10 scale. Like this guy's very good. Becca, now Becca is different now because years ago she was like the face shooter, annoying everyone. I would put her higher up if we were doing this like last year, like before Jack was added. I'd say like she's like a 9. But like now I'm at like a point where she's like good. Like I think she's just good. I don't think she's great. She's good. She's at a point where I'm like she's got a very nice mid range. You can face shoot with her depending on who's defending you. She's got that floater because the floater got buffed, so that was a plus for her. and she's got the layup pass. Like she's good. She's a good character. Like if I'm talking like scale of 1 to 10, I'd say like an 8. She probably like an 8. Um, and then she has the P buff too. She has the 3.2, or is it? I think it's 3.2 3 point. So it gives you that little 3 point boost if you're building 3 point characters. Um, yeah, so she's a good character. I definitely would say she's like a tier below Saru and Jack, but definitely still viable. Like good. I would. You're not going wrong building a Rebecca. I'll tell you that for sure. She's definitely a good character. Next is Carter. Now, out of all of these, Carter's the first DLC character. Obviously, he's the first. He was the first DLC small forward introduced. He's basically like Uncle Drew. That's what people say, at least. Um, Carter is a step below the other three, and he's probably either last or second to last when it comes to out of these all these small forwards here. Um, just there, he's in the scale I'd say where there's just better options. He doesn't really bring anything that's like unique to the table, just like an average character. Like obviously he's got like the layup pass and like he brings a unique type of face guard defense, which is cool. Um, and he's more of just like he's like a little fox type player, but not as good. Um, if I'm saying like he's like 1 to 10, probably like a 5, 5.5. Maybe I'll give him the 5.5 because he has a really good P buff. The only reason I P5 this man, and I made him like a mid range character, you kind of have to because he's a horrible 3 point shooter. But I made him a mid range because of like he's built to be a mid range character, and I P5'd him because obviously I wanted to build 3 point small forwards. Um, so that was just a plus for me. I wanted to do that. Um, but like I said, he's just in the case that I would there's just better options, and I would only P5 him if you want the P buff if you're building 3 point small forwards. That's the only reason I would uh, do that. Next is William. Now William was a big meta character probably back in the day, but now I feel like he's more of a step below. Definitely he's kind of for me he's kind of around the Rebecca range. Like he's good. 'Cause he's that guy that kind of he's like the hustle player you play with that can do a little bit of everything. He can get rebounds with the chip out if he wants. He can block shots. Um, he can shoot the mid. You can make him a 3 point shooter if you want. It takes a little more time, but you can make him a. He's a very effective mid range shooter. Um, yeah, he could play some. He plays defense well at the perimeter and interior. Like I'm saying he's like an all around player. He can really do everything. If you're starting out and you really want a small forward that can like be a wing player and kind of do a little bit of everything, then Williams probably your guy. Like this guy's good. Like I said with Rebecca, like he's probably a tier down from like Saru and Jack, but like on that Rebecca tier where he's probably like a 7.5, 8, and he's also got a good P buff as well, with the 7.2 movement speed. So if you wanted to run triple speed in a 3 point, then that works nice as well. So Williams definitely a good option. So in the Rebecca conversation as well, like their characters, I would probably build Saru and Jack before, but then like I'd still build them because they're good characters. Then we have the boy. I don't even want. I'm not gonna put any bias into this whatsoever because he's my favorite player in this game, like my favorite character. So I'm not gonna put any bias in this. Uh, this man's good, like really good. He's probably obviously not as good as Jack, or maybe on the same scale as like Saru, but this guy's good. Joey is obviously, like I said, my favorite character, my most played character. Probably what most people know me for playing is Joey. Um, but yeah, he's so fun to play. Like he's got the sidestep was broken back in the day, and they had to nerf him because he was broken. Um, And Joey's another one. He can really do everything. He plays good defense at the perimeter. Um, he can knock down the three. He can knock down the mid range. Um, he's got the double clutch, the pull up jumper. He's just an all around like he's just a scorer. Like this man can score the ball in 100 different ways if he wants to. Definitely would recommend building him. The only downside to this man is his P buff is awful. It's like close range shot success rate or something. That's horrible. Like awful. Don't even think about even setting a P buff for him. It's horrible. That's the only downside about this man. But other than that, this man is phenomenal. Like he is probably, I'd probably put him at like a 9 out of 10. This man is phenomenal. Even with all the nerfs and all the fixes and everything, this man is so good. Um, he's another one I'd say on the same scale probably as Saru, where they're probably Jack's probably the best small forward, but Joey's on that scale with like Saru, where they're like tied for second for me, and then it's like Rebecca and then William. But yeah, this you should build this man. This he should be one of those guys you should build, even though you get him at the start of the game too, so you can early build him early game, which is he's just so fun to play too once you get him P5 with the sidestep. And our last one is Amanda. Now, for me, I think she's kind of slept on. Here's how it is. Here's how it is. I think she's very slept on. I think Carter's the worst small forward in this game, and Amanda's like right above him. But I think she's slept on. Like she's overhated. Amanda is a very good 3-point shooter, and she's a very good mid-range shooter. She's probably the most balanced of the two. But the thing is, she doesn't have an ability like a sidestep or something where she can get to make open threes and open twos. She really is very predictable. But like I said, if you have a good team around you, you can make Amanda very good. And she has a very good P buff as well, where she has the movement speed, the 14.4, like Jack does. So that's another reason to get her upgraded. She's very good for that. But as the same thing with Carter, there's better options. There's Joey, there's Saru, there's Jack, there's Rebecca. There's William too. There's these characters are better options than Amanda, but Amanda's not bad. She's just probably in the mid tier. I gave Carter a 5.5. I'll probably give Amanda like a 6 or like a 6.5. Like she doesn't really bring much to the table, but still is all a decent scorer. Like can get you some buckets, and does her job to the best of her ability. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on who's playing the Amanda, but I've definitely gotten cooked up by some mid-range Amandas. They're pretty good, and obviously that P-buff's good as well. Now I'm changing up the format. I usually went through the skills last time while I was going over the characters, but I want to do that last. So we'll start now going through all the skills. Um, and we're gonna start with Jack. All right, we'll start from obviously the most famous one, the fingertip. This broke 3-on-3. This was ridiculous. It made scoring so much difficult, and then he made it even more difficult when they added the whole quick jumper update. So that even ruined it even more. So Jack is just disgusting. This skill is just so broken. So yeah, this is why everyone builds a Jack. Then he has the pump fake spin shot, which was unique. You can I don't use this a lot, but you can get someone with it once in a while. It can be pretty effective once in a while. Obviously, he's got the double clutch, so once in a while you can get a bucket at the rim. He's got the screen spin move. No one really uses this at all. It's something unique, but it's not very effective. Hop step, obviously, like William, you want to get to those open mid ranges, so that's pretty effective. He's got manual block, which is another thing like um like the fingertip. It really helps him play defense. He can just go get those blocks, and he has that glitchy block where he's like to the side of you, but he blocks it in midair. Yeah, it's really nice. And then he's got the front dash, which is it's like what Walker has and Faye has, where he can like dash across. You have to be careful because you don't want to get knocked over while doing that. But yeah, that can be effective as well. So yeah, overall this guy is a demon. Then we go over to Saru, which I will be currently building one soon, but besides the point. He's got the drive and post up. That's pretty effective, kind of like what Joey has. He can kind of fake one way and go the other. Manual layup. Not many people use the manual layup on him, but it's not bad. And then he's got crossover, which is solid. And then he's got shooting touch, which I chose to use shooting touch. Most people should choose the shooting touch because he's one of the big flow in the big flow update where you can choose what skills you have. So yeah, I would choose the shooting touch. And then I went with the jab step, kind of help you get some buckets. And then he's got the turnaround spin move, and he has the double clutch dunk. Double clutch dunk is really what you have to pay attention to because this thing is broken, especially if you get some speed on it. If you can make the dunk faster, then it'll be even more hard to guess which side you're going on. He's got the spin move. Not many people use the spin move. Jab step's good if you want to like kind of fake out your defender with shooting mid ranges. Obviously, everyone should run shooting touch. That's very effective. You got the crossover, which is a basic skill, manual layup, which is a basic skill, and the post up, which can be effective as well. So overall, very good for him. And then our next is Rebecca. Like I said, manual layup, basic skill, get a bucket once in a while. Layup pass, which is good because you want to get a little playmaking. As a scorer, you need to get a little playmaking in there. You need to know when to hit your teammate for an open shot, and a layup pass can help that. You got the drive and post up, like I said, with Saru. That can be pretty effective. You want to fake which way you're going, and kind of get your defender, off balance so you can get an easy bucket. And then you got the running floater. These got buffed recently, so this is actually really good now. It's a lot more, you make them a lot more often now. And then you got the pull-up jumper, obviously. Like I said, you can fake driving and then, hit a pull-up jumper, which can be pretty effective as well. She's got the side step back, which, isn't the best, but, you can catch someone off guard once in a while with it. And then the turn fadeaway, which this actually goes in a lot. I don't know why, but I feel like people shoot these in my face, bro, all the time, and they go in. It's ridiculous. But yeah, it can be predictable sometimes, but yeah, you can get someone with this. Overall, she's a good scorer, so I do like playing Rebecca. And then we got Carter. Like I said before, you got the quick step, which I feel like I don't really use that much when I play him, which is like the dash across. I never use this because it uses a lot of your stamina, but it's unique to him. And then you got the manual layup, which is basic skill. The shoot fake drive. I don't really use this either, but I'm trying to learn how to use it right now because it's not bad to, you could probably get someone to jump when you fake the shot. Then you have the kill pass. Like I said, Carter's more of a playmaker. I like setting up my teammates when I play him, so that's always good. And then you have the deny intercept like Helena and Murdoch have, so that's always, you can get a steal once in a while. And then you got touch pass, which is also good because he's kind of like a Helena type where you can keep hitting your teammates and swinging it around. And then he's got the layup pass, which is also good for playmaking, get your teammates open. Like I said, more of just a playmaker than anything else, but like I said, there's better options when it comes to small forwards. Then we come to William. We got the drive and post up, which, like I said, for most small forwards, that's pretty effective. Box out, which is unique because he's kind of like a big, like I said, he can do everything. He can box you out and get a board. Same with the chip out, he can get a board. So that works together nice. And then you got the manual layup, which is just a basic skill. You got the backward spin, so he can fake like he's driving in, then do a backward spin to get an easy mid range, which is I've gotten a lot of people with that actually. You gotta be smart with how you do it though, because it can be predictable sometimes. And then you have the hop step, which is also another effective skill. You can bounce out to get a little mid range, and then you got the turnaround fade away. Well, his isn't as effective, but it's not bad. Like I said, no bias towards Joey, but the man's a stud. Um, you got the drive and post up, which is a basic small forward skill. I feel like I'm repeating that a lot, but basic small forward skill crossover. You should max this out if you make a Joey. You got the manual layup, like I said, basic skill. It's just doing a layup either right or left instead of just doing a straight up one. Um, you got the stop and drive, which is like another, faking your defender, thinking you're going one way, and then you come back. So that's a good skill. You got the double clutch. I use double clutch on Joey once in a while, but I feel like I'm shooting most of the time. So, and they changed it so double clutch uses stamina now. So if you don't have a lot of stamina, then you shouldn't be doing a double clutch. And then you got the pull up jumper, which is effective once in a while, because they always think you're gonna sidestep, and then you can get a little pull up jumper in there, and you make a two or a three. And then obviously what makes Joey unique, he has his side hop step, which obviously that got nerfed back in the day because now you can there was no collision for him. He would just teleport through you and make a three. But obviously they changed that around, so now he's more balanced, definitely, but still very fun to play. And this is another skill you should very much max out if you want to build a Joey. And then we have Amanda. You have we'll start here. We got the shooting touch, which is very good. If you have a shooting touch, you should max out on any character if you're playing them. The fadeaway, which is kind of predictable, but you get a bucket once in a while with it. You got the cut in. I do like the cut in. You can cut around. It's probably most effective on Jason, but once in a while you can get it with Amanda. The quick jumper is the same thing as what Kim has, where you can just hold square and make a two or a three, whichever you're shooting. So that can also be effective at times. And then you got the shot fake step, which she kind of shoots it and then does like a through the legs to the right or left. I never use this when I play her, and I don't really see anyone really use it. It's not that great. I wouldn't even pay attention to it really. Um, and then you got the jab step, which is another skill. You can kind of get some separation with the jab step and make your move with how you're gonna either shoot the ball or drive in. And then she's got the off-ball cut, which means she can kind of cut to the side, and you can swing it out to her, and she'll probably have some separation, so she can either shoot a mid-range or a fadeaway or drive back in, whichever way whichever what you choose to do. But like I said, she's another one like Carter. There's just better options. But yeah, out of all the small forwards, I feel like this is the most well-rounded class when it comes to like all the characters that we've probably gone over so far. Like I said, there's two more positions we have to go over. But for me personally, I think this is the most well-rounded class. Like there's really no bad options here. You have 4 or 5 really good characters that you can probably play in the meta and have fun with. Um, I like most of these characters, really. Like I think Amanda and Carter are still decent. Like I still would play them just to have fun. But yeah, this is a very well-rounded class when it comes to small forwards, and they're very fun to play as well. Each of them having like their own unique abilities, and I feel like they all really bring something different to the table depending on your play style. So there's always a good option for you when you're playing a small forward, like whether you want to be a defender, a scorer, um, a big. William can even be a big. It really depends on what your play style is. If you want to be a playmaker, you can play Carter. So it really it all depends on what you want to be, how you want to set your play style. So there's a lot of good options. That's why I probably picked the small forward class when I really was picking what class I wanted to main. Um, but yeah, that's really all I got. Like I said, almost all of these characters have good P buffs besides probably Joey. Um, So that's also a plus. You're not really going wrong with the P buff section. But yeah, that's really all I got for the small forwards. Power forwards will be next. We'll be going over that. Um, but yeah, like I think the next character will be a power forward too, so that'll be exciting. I'll have to go over that when it comes out as well. But yeah, that's really all I got for the small forward section. Like I said, I hope this is helpful for new players or people looking for a class to play or a character to play. Uh, like I said, thank you guys so much for the support on the series so far. I will be doing power forwards and centers soon. I try to get it out every like couple days. But that's really all I got. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Hopefully you liked the video. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.